Hey guys, welcome to this complete WordPress course. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can create a car repair website using WordPress and Elementor completely from scratch. I'm going to show you how you can implement your appointment booking into the website so you can actually make an appointment for your service. We're going to add the services by creating custom post types using Jet Engine, and we are going to be building the complete website from zero to finish. You could either use this for yourself, for your agency, or for your client. You can also sell these kinds of websites for really high value because you actually add something in for your customers, which is in this case your custom post types and your appointment setting functionality. So this is a series of multiple videos. It's going to be a really long video, but hopefully you will enjoy and hopefully you also learn something, and make sure to keep it fun. So I'm going to show you how you can build this website. So this is the website that we are going to be building. As you can see, we have a car repair website with our homepage, some services, just some basic stuff that we're going to be adding in here. You can see your services that you can click on and go to, and we have a couple of pages such as the home, the about, the contact page. We also have the specific services page. So if we go ahead and go to the dashboard, I am going to be going to, let's see, services. I'm going to view a specific service. There we go. And what we can do is we can go to book an appointment. Here's a service with our pricing that you can dynamically set up. Here you're able to make an appointment. And if you do set an appointment, you will also be able to see it in the backend itself by clicking on appointments and going to the calendar overview, and then you can see exactly which appointments have been made for which user and which services that they want. For example, this is me and I want to have the small maintenance package at this timestamp on this day. That's what I'm going to be showing you. So let's go straight into the videos. Okay, so what we are going to be building is, I found this template website. This is a car repair page or website, and I found this template that we're going to build something like this. So we just have our homepage here, where you can scroll down. We have your services, some information. Here you have some services, some expertising, testimonials, pricing, and also this is just a booking form or a contact form, but we're going to be using something like this to build a booking functionality. The booking functionality is not going to be discussed in this video. It's going to be in one of the next videos, so beware of that. Today we're only going to focus on the homepage, so we are going to be building this homepage. Now, as you can see, we also have some pricing pages here, pricing page, or services, service page and pricing here. We are also going to be building that, but not in this specific video. And then we have a contact button that doesn't work. Contact page here, get in touch. As you can see, we're all going to be building this as well. So let's start by building the first homepage. So I have a clean install. It's on my local environment, local WP I'm using for this environment. And the plugins I have installed are Elementor, Elementor Pro, I believe Jet Elements, and also Jet Engine already. Yeah, as you can see, I am going to activate this. For this specific video, you only need Elementor, so you don't need the rest. I have a database update. Okay, so what are we going to be doing? And first of all, we're going to create a new page, which is going to be the home page, obviously. So we are going to be calling this home. And then we are going to create the template, which is going to be a full width. And we're going to publish this. Now, before we are going to work on the homepage, I actually want to start on building the header first. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Elementor and then the theme builder. Let's wait for this to load, and I'm going to click on header. It says no templates found, and I'm going to click on add new, and that will create a header setup for us. So what does the header look like? It has 3 sections, so a menu, a logo, and a button, and that is it, and it is non-sticky. So that is what we are going to be creating as well. Now, if you have Elementor Pro, you can use these pre-built blocks, which is really cool to use, or you can create your own. What I am going to be doing is I'm going to be inserting this very first one here, because that is actually very familiar to what we want to achieve. Now, instead of having this logo, I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to add in a heading here, because that's what we have as well here. Exhaust, that's what it's called. I'm gonna call it car repair. No, that's not Reparo. We're just gonna call it Reparo. Let's do something like that. Let's scale this down to about 32. There we go. Let's make it white. And this background is going to be black, completely Reparo. There we go. And instead of book now, we are going to create a contact button, which has a white overlay, and it looks like that. Okay, contact. I'm not going to use Roboto. I'm going to use pop-ins for this specific tutorial, so it's not going to be a one-on-one build, as you can see, or a replica. Contact now, if let's see, we want to have a border width, which is white. So if we minimize that, there we go, we have it like that. And then if we hover over this button, we want it to be white on the inside and have a black outline. So if we hover, the text is going to be black. The background color is going to be completely white. So I'm just going to type in FFF. As you see, we have it like that now, which is great. Now, the WordPress menu, we don't have a menu yet, but we can already do some styling here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on style. I'm going to select pop-ins. 16 is fine. The color is white. If we hover over it, everything should be white as well on hover on active. And we can see that, let's see, the pointer is a background, but I want to have an underline. And the style of this point, I don't know why this became blue, but it should be white. The pointer width is going to be 2 pixels. Okay, that's it for now. So we're going to publish this. It's going to ask us, where do you want to have your website, your header? I want to have it on the entire page. You can also select specific pages by doing singular and then selecting the page that you want. I'm not doing that. I want to have it on the entire site. So let's save that and let's make sure that it isn't sticky. So I'm going to click on advanced motion effects, and it says sticky is set to none, which is great. Okay, cool. So we have our header. So let's go back to pages and let's go to the home page. Elementor full width, and let's edit this one with Elementor. Let's just drink a sip of coffee here. There we go. There we have it, Reparo with our header. And this is the homepage that we're going to have. It says 2024 here. This is a default footer for some reason that's installed. It's 2026, obviously, right now. No clue why it says 2024. Let's take a look on the homepage. What do we have? First, we have the hero section. So let's start with that. What can we see? We can see that we have this layout is built by 2 main containers. We have the left side, which is this part, and we have the right side, which is this part. So we are going to be adding that as well. First of all, I want to have a flex box to the right. What happened here? let's see. Okay, as you can see, it's now overlaying with my header, which isn't what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this. I'm just going to click on the header and see if there is something going on here. Advanced. Yeah, we have a bottom of -90. We don't want that. Okay, now let's go back to the home page. What happened there is it's put a margin of -80, which means that the home page would always scoop up -80 pixels. So it would go 80 pixels up in the section, which is not what we want. So we have our container, right? And within this container, we have, as we can see, it says layout is to the right. We're going to add another container and I'm going to duplicate it. So now we have two containers. Now, let's start with the minimum height. The minimum height is, let's just put it on. You see, this is full screen, right? This is the entire section. So that's what we want to have as well. So it says here to achieve full length container, use 100 VH. So that's what we're going to use. VH, we're going to put it on 100. And now it's about the full screen. So I'm going to click on the container and I am going to click on background type, and you can use a slideshow for this. So here you have slideshow and we're going to be doing that. So I'm going to add in a couple of images here. Let's put these four. Insert into gallery. Now it's going to be loading these, as you can see. It's an infinite loop, a transition. I want it to fade, that is correct. Background size, let's put it on cover and let's put this on center. If you do it, the Ken Burns effect, it will do the zoom as you have on this template as well. So you can do yes, and it says in. There you go. As you can see, we have our cool slideshow on the homepage already, which is amazing. Now I do want to have this little, they have like a grayish overlay. So I'm going to click on background overlay. Yes, I'm going to put it to black, and you can play around with the opacity if you like. You see, to make it more dark, yes or no. I'm just going to put it to 0.5 because I like that one. Let's publish these changes and let's get working on the header here. So I want to copy this text and I'm going to click on here and I'm going to say heading, paste it in, and let's do something about the styling. Now that is white. If I click on the container itself, you can see you have some changes here. I also discussed this in my Elementor 2026 guide. You can go ahead and check that out in my on my channel. So I'm not gonna go too much into depth, but I'm gonna click on justify content to the middle here, so it adds it into the middle. And I'm gonna put this around. Let's put it at 82. Let's make it a little bit smaller, maybe. Something like that. That is what we want to have. Okay. That is very cool. Now maybe we can add in a cool effect on here. Maybe a shadow that we can make completely. No, let's not do that. Let's just keep it like this. Okay, so we have that, and then we want to have on the right side this little text. All right, so what we can do is I can go ahead and click on this container here and put it to the direction I want it to be up or down, doesn't really matter. And this does have a shadow now, doesn't it? Yeah. And I'm gonna add in a spacer. And as you can see, if I put it here and I add it in, you can change a little bit how high the text is going to be, which is some sort of a cheat code, but for now that is fine. There we go. And I'm going to add in a paragraph, text editor. There we go, paragraph. And let's put this in, copy, paste it in, and let's put this also at pop-ins. This is fine. And let's make it white. Let's put this at 18. Now, sometimes, as you can see, I'm not able to select the specific container that I want to work on. So because this overlay is here, so you can click on right click on structure, and then click on container, and then you're able to do it. Justify, we're going to put it there. And this container is also going to be down, and I want to add in a spacer as well, but this time on top of it. Oh, that wasn't how I wanted. Spacer on top of it, and let's put that at, let's say 300 maybe. That looks fine. And then we are going to be adding in a button. There you go, button style. I want to put it to the left, and advanced, you can put the align self also to the left, and there we go. The button is now there. Now they have our services. Let's keep the link for now. The icon, you can say I want to have an arrow to the right. I like this arrow always, so I'm going to click on here and then maybe put it 15 pixels, our services. And the styling is, if we hover, we want to have some sort of animation. So we want to have a shrink or a grow. Let's just put it on grow. And then for the border radius, let's set it to 0, so it actually is completely square, as you can see. Amazing. There we go. So we're going to publish that. I'm not going to use these 3 buttons, by the way. I'm just going to skip that. So let's go to the next section, which is this one. Really simple. We can see 2 containers, the left one, the right one, and there is a container within this container to add this video. But I'm not going to add this video. I'm just going to keep the picture and this thing. So let's add in a flex box that goes to the right. And let's add in 2 containers that go down. Duplicate. Okay, very nice. Then we want to have this color. So I have an extension installed called Color Picker, so I can pick a color and it copies the color for me. So now I can just put it in there, and as you can see, the color is copied. Now in here we have an image. So I'm going to select the image. Just going to drag in something here, maybe this dude doing that. Let's set the width to 75%. That seems about 50%. That's fine. 50%. Let's put it at 75. Oh, let's not play around with the heights. Okay. And then what do we have? Can we use this image? We can. Let me just use that image from the template itself, actually. There we go. We have this dude there. And now on the right side, let's put in the header. We can actually just copy this one and paste it in here. Paste. Make it maybe a little bit smaller because it's H2. Let's put it at 6. Now we're gonna put it at 50 maybe. 50 seems fine. Let's copy the text here and put it in. There we go. And then we have some regular text, which we can just copy also. There we have, and then what do we have here? It says about us. I'm gonna copy this button also, and then we're gonna paste it here. Now it says our services, but that is gonna be about us. Now, if you want to have some spacing here, you can just go ahead and click on advanced and click on the padding and unlink the values. And let's say we want to have maybe 100 pixels on top and 100 pixels on the bottom, as they have. They maybe have it a little bit more. So let's do 150 and let's do 150. And there we go. All right, now if you want to have something like this, you can do it. It just takes a little bit more time. Like the counter. Elementor does have a widget for this. It's, I believe, just called the counter. If you drag it, for example, underneath here, as you can see, it just says cool number. How I would do it is I would just add in a new container and so put in the counter in there, make this background maybe white, and then add in some, let's see, maybe change the width on here. See, just to be like that. That's how I would do it, and then and then with a negative margin, put it on here. But I'm not gonna do that for the sake of this video. Okay, so some other cool things, by the way, that you can do with this is you can also add in maybe a box shadow. So this is, let's see, we have styling image, should be somewhere here, box shadow. And if you put this to white, you see you can have a more like a white overlay of the shadow. So if you put this to, for example, 20, 10, and then we're gonna make this a little bit more like that. See, we have a nice whitish spread in here. And then you can put a border radius of maybe 10 on it to make it a little bit more harsh. So something like that. That's always look always nice. What you can also do is click on advanced and go to mask, and you can add in a mask, as you can see. So you can add in some shapes if you like. I do like this, by the way, now that I'm click on it, and I like this one very much. So I'm going to be using that one as well. So I'm going to publish. And we're going to move on to the next one, which is this one. What do we have here? I have one big container with the first 2 containers added and then 3 containers added. So I'm going to click on here, one container, put it to the right, add in a new container and duplicate that. So we now have 2. And in here we are going to have first our text. So I want to have this background. The background is, let's click on this. You probably can't see it, but I'm copying a color from the template itself. So I want to have this color that is a grayish looking color. And then I want to have an H or a heading here, paste. And we have some text here, paste. And that is the fun thing about Elementor. If you already have styled and designed something, you can just literally copy and paste it in if you would like to do that. Which is something I really like. There we go. Now, if you want to, I want to make sure that this is in the middle of the specific container. So I'm going to click is align items center, and here as well in the middle. So now it's in the middle of each other. Okay, so now what do we have? We have another container. I'm going to drag that underneath these ones. So as you can see, I'm going to click on structure. Now what you can do is you can let's see, now I have created 2 containers, but I actually made an error. What I need is I need one big container that holds them all. So in here, I now need another container. It goes to the right, and I'm going to drag this in there. So you have our main container, main container, second container, third container. Let's see, wait, this is a bit difficult. We have the main one. This should also be the main one. Yeah. Let's just remove this one. So we have our main one, our second main. Yeah, I want to put that to the right. So we want to have the first one, the second one, and the third one. Okay, and this one should be duplicated. Duplicate, so we have 2 in a row. Yeah, okay, like that. That is how we want to have it. So let's copy this back in, paste, copy, paste. Copy, paste. There we go. Copy and paste. All right. And now I want to add in this container, I want to add in a new container. So what you can do is I'm just going to put it here. But this one actually goes on top. And this one, we're going to put it to down. Yeah, that is how we want to have it. Nope. Okay, so what I did just there is I added one main container that goes to, that says down. Within that one, I added another container that holds the first and the second container to the right. And then I added in a new one so we can actually also add these 3 things in. So let's take a look. This one container should also go to the right. Now add in a new container. Yeah, it's sometimes it's a bit difficult if you can't really see what you're doing, but that one goes down and we want to duplicate that 3 times. Duplicate, duplicate, because that is going to be our, call to action. So we're going to add in a call to action button here. As you can see, the skin, you can do cover. That's what I'm going to be doing. And then we can add in an image, probably just, let's add in this one that we first used. And let's go to content, and I don't want to use the heading. I just want to use these 3 things. So yeah, let's just do car repair. Now let's just put in here car repairs. Here service. And I'm just gonna style 1, right? So if we have 1 on 550, and that looks fine. Style, content, that's all fine. Let's pop in 16,300. Let's put it on 400. The button is also fine. Just like that. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this over and paste it in 3 times here. Paste, paste. And I'm gonna just select another image. Maybe this one. What do they have? Car repairs, body shop. Let's just also put the same text in. Body shop. And detailing. So I can click this away. Let's add in another image. Do we have one? Yeah, that's fine. Let's just put in maintenance here. Okay, and in the end, we also want to have some padding, just as we did before. So I'm going to unlink these. I'm going to set that to 150 and the bottom to 150 as well. So we have it like this. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, we have quite some things left to do. So yeah, this expertise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download this image, download it, and let's publish this site really quick. Let's add in a container that contains another container which can be duplicated. So now we have two. And let's add in a heading, copy, paste. Let's make the text black of color. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Black of color. Add in this same thing. Let's copy the text, make it black of color as well. And let's add in this lorem ipsum. There we go. And then we have these progress bars. This is also just called progress. As you can see, progress bar. And what do they have? Detailing. So they don't have they just have here detailing 87%. And what you can do here is you can just make the color like that. Let's say the typography is Poppins and it's about 16 and the weight is like 400 maybe. Seems about right. And now we can just duplicate them 4 times. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Oh, they have 3. So let's remove that. Let's put in here. This is not detailing. They have repairs and tune-up. So we're going to do repairs. And here we're going to have tune-up. And these are about 75%, 75, and 93. 93. And then in here, I'm going to click on an image. There we go. And let's upload that latest file. There you have it. And as you can see, they have a little bit more spacing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this container. It has column. I'm going to change that to 50. Maybe even make it 75 or 100 pixels. And I'm going to click on here and add in some padding of 150 and 150 again. And there we go. Now, let's just add in this last section because the pricing and the form is going to be added in later on in the next tutorials because we're going to use an actual booking form for this instead of the plain form, and this is a specific page that we're going to be building. So let's just add in this one lastly. So we are going to go ahead and click on, let's see, we have, this is actually just one container. Strange, but it's true. But what you could do in order to make sure that this is, aligned to the left is you can actually still add in 2 containers. So I'm going to do that, add in a container, which I'm going to duplicate. And I'm going to add in an image on the background. I'm going to use that tire. There we go. Position is center, center. Attachment is scroll. Repeat is no repeat. And this is going to be cover. And now on the left side here, what do we have? A header and some stars. So I'm going to copy in this heading, paste, make it white of color, add in some stars, which is called rating. And The rating scale is going to be 5. Let's put it on 25. There you go. The spacing on 15, that's fine. And then we have another one of that, which is going to be white of color. Oh, that's a testimonial. Okay. So what you could do is, yeah, I'm now just, creating it by hand, but you can also drag in a testimonial, like a testimonial carousel. There we go. Let's just put in a background overlay here, which is black. There we go. Skin default bubble. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove it like that. And this is a quote, right? So I'm just gonna, can I inspect this to copy the text? Yeah, I can. I'm gonna go ahead, add some quotes here, paste it in, make it italic, and then I'm gonna add in a button here with copy, paste. I'm gonna just say read more, which would eventually lead towards the contact us page or the about us page where the actual reviews would be placed. So then I'm gonna click on padding. I'm gonna say 150 again, and the bottom's also 150. I'm gonna publish this. So let's take a look at what we've created so far. View page. There we go. Driven by quality, powered by passion. We have our nice header where the menu still needs to be implemented. We have our image overlay on the top. If you scroll down, we have this little thing about us. Scroll down, we have our services where we can click on the service, which we are going to implement in a later video. Scroll down, we have this section, and then we have our testimonial. Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 on the car repair website. Today we are going to be building the about page, which you can see right here on the screen. We're going to build this page, and also we are going to be working on the contact page, which is this one. Get in touch. As you can see, it has a form and some information, a Google Maps. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to be building today in this video. This is part 2 of the car repair website tutorials. If you missed part 1, we built the homepage and the header there. So go ahead and go back to the first video in order to catch up if you haven't. So let's go straight into this video, and we are going to start with the about page. And as you can see, this looks a lot like the homepage. We can copy paste a lot of things, which is pretty great. So we should be able to be pretty fast about this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to pages, and I'm going to create a new page called about. This is my local WP environment. This is a local executable file that you can run, and it hosts a website on your local machine. That is why it might be a little bit on the slow side sometimes. I don't know why that is. So we're going to do an Elementor full width template, and I'm going to publish this page. Once published, I'm going to edit it with Elementor. You do need Elementor for this tutorial. If you have not got Elementor, you're able to follow along with the free version, but you do need some extra plugins for Elementor itself. If you want to buy Elementor Pro, for example, if this is a website for a client, you can get the link in the description below. It's an affiliate link. I get a really small commission out of it if you purchase Elementor from there. That would really help me out, but you're free to do as you like. So this is the About Us page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a new tab, and I'm gonna open the homepage in Elementor as well, because we are going to be copying a lot of things. And I do see that we haven't set this up yet. So what you can do is you can go into Dashboard, Settings, Reading, and then you can say your homepage displays a static homepage, which is then home. You can save this. Once that's saved, if you then go to your site, you will see the homepage of the actual website. So we're gonna edit this with Elementor. And we are gonna be copying over the very first section, which is the hero section here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this container, the first one, and I'm gonna right click and click on copy. And then here in this field, I'm just gonna say right click, paste. And as you can see, it copied out the entire section. So I'm gonna remove everything that's here. So also remove this. And as you can see, we have an empty container. So I'm gonna create a container within that container. Okay, so let's click on the container on the top and remove this. Remove the minimum height, just completely remove it. What does the About Us page have? They have a title called About Us. So let me just copy in this title. Paste it in, it's aligned in the middle, and they have About Us. And then they have some, let's see, a paragraph text. So I'm gonna click on the text editor, drag it in there. You can either right click here, copy and paste the style here, or you can just completely copy paste it. Let's copy paste this text, line it in the middle, and as you can see here, it's a little bit bigger. So if I open it with what font, you will probably also see it's size 28. Here you see size pixel 20. Oh yeah, I'm not able if you can see this because it's a pop-up, but it's a 28 according to my Chrome extension. Let's put it at 28. Now what? We have a little bit of spacing, so we are going to go click here on the container, advanced padding, and then I'm going to say it's 250 on top and also 250 on the bottom, which is maybe a little bit too much. So let's remove 100 pixels by doing 200 top, 200 bottom. There we go. Now, if you want to create this little ribbon, you can do that. There are multiple ways of doing that. The straightforward way, what I would suggest is you just pick up a button, place it in there, and just style it exactly as it is. They have called workshop here. What you can do is you can remove this background, make it completely white, set the border radius to 0 and the border type to solid and the border width to 1, and then give it a white color, and that will probably give us the same look and feel. Yeah, there we go. Now that button is a lot smaller here. What you could do is play around with the padding, but I'm not going to do that in this video. Cool. Let's go to the second one. Now, if you remember in the first video, we already built this section. It is this section from the homepage, so you can just completely copy it and paste it right over here. So let's publish this. And if you scroll down, then we have this part. We have 3 people that are the car experts. So there are multiple ways of doing this. On this template, you're able to click on someone with a pop-up. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna show these cards. So I'm just gonna style and design one card, and then duplicate it 3 times or 2 times over. So let's do that. What do they have? We have a container that goes down, which holds these 2, and then we have another container which goes to the right, which holds these 3 cards. So let's build that. First, a flex box, and I always put it to the right, the first one. But this one should go down actually. Now within this, we have a new container that goes down because this first container is holding the top 2 elements. Then we are gonna duplicate this one, but change the direction to the right. And we are gonna drag in a new container in here, which is down, and that is gonna be duplicated 3 times. There we go. So as you can see, we have now created that same layout. Okay, so let me select the background color here. Okay, there we go. I copied it over. So click on the container, styling. The color is going to be this color, which is great. And let's use this button to paste it up here. But it's really hard to read. They have a white background and a blue letter, so, or text color. So I'm also gonna do that. Text color is gonna be accents. Yeah, this is just a global color I have set up. If you want to set up a global color, just click on your color, select it, and then click on this plus, and you're able to give it a color name. And then you can just pick it up from here. And the background is completely white. There we go. Then they have a title beneath it. So I'm going to copy this title, paste it underneath that one, and align it to the middle. And let's give it a color of black. Meet our experts, something like that. And then let's also add in some padding to the top, which will be 200, and padding to the bottom, which will be 200 as well. And what we could do perhaps is add in a little spacing here of 50, and then also remove that 50 from the top, so it looks a bit more like this. There we go, that looks cool. I'm gonna put that at 20 pixels. Cool. So now this, how are we gonna do that? As you can see, this is a container which holds an image, 2 headings and some socials. So what I'm gonna do is, this container is downwards. So I am gonna be adding an image first, and we're just gonna select, do you have a clean, yeah, we just use this image, that's fine. And then we have a title. So I'm just gonna copy this title and paste it below. Is it still within here? Yes, it is. Let's put this to 28. Okay, they're just putting in the name John Doe. We can duplicate this. And we can say, now let's put him at owner with a slightly smaller font, and that is gonna be the accent blue as well, owner. And if you go to social, we have a social icons button or a widget from Elementor itself. And I want to have circle. And the official color is going to be a custom color. Let's see, the primary is the background. So we can do a like a grayish one. Or do they have it gray and white? Yeah, something like this. That looks cool. And then the background of this container, we can click on style, background type, color, and we can make it completely white. And then we can also go ahead and drag in a spacer beneath it. Or what you would be able to do also, which is something the same, is add in some padding to the bottom, about 50 maybe. Yeah, there we go, 50 to the padding. Let's make these icons a little bit smaller, 15 pixels maybe. There we go. And there we go. We have created the same cards, as you can see here. Now, I'm gonna duplicate this 2 times, and I'm gonna remove it here and here. And let's just swap out these images really quick, but you get the idea. John Doe, this is, I don't know, I'm just making something on Ben Hill. He is a mechanic. This is, let's just pick a name from here. Adam Colt. And he is the, yeah, a senior. Might be good. Senior. And I'm just gonna put in a little bit of spacing between these two. There we go. That's that section. Cool. Now, what else do we need? We need the, yeah, this is the logo overview. As you can see, they have like a stretched, here they have a slider for logos. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing. Is this completely black? I guess it is. Let me just check this really quickly. Color picker. It's not completely black. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in a flex box like that, give it a background of the color you like, which is this color. And then we have an image carousel. Image carousel. And if you have some logos, you can upload them here. So I'm just gonna download a couple of logos from this template. Save. I don't know, these are like 5, 6 logos. Let's upload them. Insert gallery. Now they are a little bit styled weird, so I'm gonna say image resolution is full. Slides to show, we're gonna do 5. Image stretch, you can say yes. Navigation, we don't want any. Additional options, this is for, you know, the loading and the sliding. I'm just gonna put in 5 here. That's fine. And then image spacing, the vertical line is in the middle. And we can add in some spacing to the logos. So I'm just gonna put it to 100. There we go. And as you can see, we have built that slider as well. And that's it. Then we have this part, which is also a copy paste from the homepage. Copy and paste it here. Very nice. And that's all about for the about page already. So I'm gonna publish this and we're gonna have a preview of this page. So what do you have? We have about us. We can scroll down a little bit. We have this page. Ooh. We have meet our experts. What you could do is you can also make these buttons clickable, right? So if you have some Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social that you put in here, you can just connect it towards this. We have our slider, and then we have this section again. Really cool. So now let's move over to the contact page, which is also an interesting one. It doesn't have that much. We have a hero, we have a contact, and we have this thing, this Google's Maps. So this looks a lot like the one from About. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go towards, let's see, back to my dashboard. I'm gonna add in a new page, which is called Contact, and that is the full width. Publish it, edit it with Elementor. Wait for this to load. Here we go. So let's copy over the About Us section, contact, get in touch, and then something like that. So this is contact, get in touch, and then we have that part. All right, cool. So now we're gonna work on the here on the form, on the booking form. Now this is a main container that holds two. We have left and right, and on the left you can see we have phone, email, workshop. Two ways of doing this is have a container within here. So we have, this is the left one, right? And then we have here, this is a small container, and this could be a small container. What we can also do is we can also add in a icon list, which is listed down, but just increase the spacing here. Maybe I'm just gonna remove workshop, email, phone, and just keep it simple. So let's do this. What we need is we need a header, or we need a container. There we go. And let's add in another one, duplicate. There we go. Now the background is completely white, but we do want to have some spacing on the top and bottom. So top 200, bottom 200. So we already have the spacing. Let's copy over this heading and paste it here. And change the color to black. And let's copy this heading. And also we need a paragraph. So as you can see, I always have one page open that I'm copying stuff from. It makes it a little more simple. If you need to do some styling, you just have to adjust little things because you probably have some global styling set up. So like this. And now we're gonna get to this section. So this is an icon list, right? So we're gonna put in icon list. Here it is, the icon list. That's an Elementor one. And what do we have? We have a phone, we have email, and we have a location. So the first icon is going to be a phone like that. And this is going to be plus. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. If you want to make this clickable, that if you, for example, if you are on your mobile and you click on this and you would directly dial that number, then what you would do is you type in TEL : and then you can paste in the number but do keep in mind that you have to remove spaces and stuff like these brackets, and you would just add it in like this. And then if you click on it, it would actually call it immediately. Let's give some styling here. So first the icon is going to be of 20, and the text is going to be primary. Let's just put a black of color, and that typography also to 20. So it's a bit better to read, and the icon is also just going to be black of color. There you have it. Okay, and duplicate this over. The second one is going to be an mail, but you see if you put in email, you get something like this. What you need to do is you need to search for envelope, and I'm going to use that one. Info at Reparo, that's what we call it, reparo.com. Now for the email, you can do the same thing with, if you click click on it and it opens up, you just do mail to : and then your email address. And then here we're just going to use the same the same thing here. But I'm going to remove the first part, just like this. This is going to be a map pin, like this. Cool. So let's add in some spacing. 15 should be fine. And add in a gap of 10 here. Very nice. Let's publish this, and now let's work on the form. So I'm just going to use an Elementor form, and as you can see, they have labels and they have placeholders. So we're also going to be doing that. So they have name, email, phone, subject. So we have name, email, and duplicate this. This is going to be phone. This is going to be texts, subjects. Let's put them all at 50%. Now on this form, it's really interesting. You have to ask your client or yourself, if this website is for yourself, what kind of information do you want to capture always? So you always want to have their name, so that's required. And you also always want to have an email address. A phone I wouldn't necessarily do, and the subject I wouldn't necessarily do. But the message should always be required as well. Because if people are going to fill in some emails or some forms and you're going to get it in your email, you do want to be able to reply to them and know which information that they are sending. On the other hand, if everything is required, it might be a little bit too much for the visitor to fill in. You know, people are kind of lazy nowadays. When they're scrolling on the web, they're not going to fill in everything. So I would suggest not making everything required. Okay, so that is what we have. How did they style it? They made the actual inputs square completely. So the field is border radius 0. And yeah, I think I kind of like this already, how it is styled. What you could do is you could make the label, how do you say it? The label, you could make it uppercase. So here you see label, and you could say transform uppercase. There you go, and maybe make it black of color. There we go, like that. And then on, let's just not do the same here. Let's just put in a name, John Doe, email, that's John Doe, that's email, phone could be That's subject. What did I have here? Reservation. Message, I normally put in, I have a question about, like that. Now, let's see, the button is send message really big to the left. So we're going to click on style. I'm going to click on button, and position is to the left. And what we could do is we could add in the padding to make it a bit bigger. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it at here. Let's add in a grow animation if you hover over it. And are you able to also add in an icon? Yeah, there we go. Normally what I do is I add in like a little plane like this. Notice and add it afterwards. I always like it if we, if you have a little icon here. There we go. So now a couple of things that you need to be aware about if you are doing something with forms is that if people are going to get it in their inbox, you have to adjust a couple of things. So the form name, if you get it now, you just get like form name, a new form in your inbox, and you don't want to have that. You want to have contact form, so you know which form you're talking about. You can also, by the way, add in a require mark. And if you do it here, field, let's see what it is, buttons, messages, no. Mark color, there we go. I can also put it to blue. All right, anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So now what do we want to have is email. Here it says DAF. This is the email address that you're going to be sending it towards if this form is being submitted. So if you want to have your own email address, for example, you can do support at, I don't know, test.com, something like that. Here you have your message, new message from. I always do something like contact form submission. And then from message, you can put in all fields, and this will just spit out all of the filled in fields for you. What would also be cool to do is you can put in some HTML here. So for example, if you go to ChatGPT and you ask it to create some email setup for you, it's gonna give you some HTML. You can copy paste it in here. It would probably ask you for some fields IDs. So you click on form fields, and if you click on advanced, you can see the ID is name. Here you see the ID is name. If you just give it those information, it will give you a pretty cool HTML overview, and it might give you a cleaner email in your inbox. Okay, and then we have the from email. This is the email from which this is going to be sent. So yeah, you could do email at income tag or whatever. It doesn't matter as long as this is the same domain as where the form exists. The from name is just from who is it being sent to, and yeah, that's it. This is the metadata. You don't have to show it. You can also click the remove these. This is being sent towards the user as well. Okay, so let's see if you want to have spam prevention on this. How do we do that? So what we do is we add in a new item, which is a reCAPTCHA v3, and yeah, it says here to use reCAPTCHA, you have to do blah, blah, blah. So what you can do is you can go into Google and say reCAPTCHA. And then you can go to the Google website and you can get started with the reCAPTCHA. Here you see. What you could do is you give it a label. So this would be, I don't know, something like site.com. This would be your domain. Then it says which kind of reCAPTCHA do you need. Yes, sorry, this one's Dutch. I am sorry, but it asks which version you want. You make sure that's v3. You add in a domain, which would then be your site, your name of the actual domain. And you click on send. If you do this, you get a key and you get a secret. Make sure to go in Elementor to WordPress, or in WordPress to Elementor, sorry. Elementor, you're gonna click on it. We are gonna go, what is this? Settings, integrations, and then we have reCAPTCHA, and then it says version 3. You want to put in the key and the secret here. And what that does is it puts in an automatic check to see if you're actually human or if this is spam that's being sent in via the form. And yeah, just like that, you have your spam prevention built in. Now, the last thing that we need to do here is add in the this part. So let me just open this link and copy it. It's really simple. It looks kind of, you know, like a lot, but it's really simple. What you have to do is you have to add in a new container and make sure that this one is a full width. Now in here, we are going to be adding a Google Maps. We're going to put in the location. Let's not do it like that. That's the actual link. I just need this location, mountain view in California. Yeah, I picked up California, and with the zoom, you can adjust how deeply it should zoom in. And then the height is literally just how big you want it to be. Let's put this at 450. Maybe a little bit more. 500 seems about reasonable. And that's it. That's how you add in that section. Now, there is a little thing that I like to do, a little trick. Let's just first publish this page. If you click on the pen and you go to style and you add in a CSS filter and set the saturation all the way down, you get a black and white version of this, which in my opinion just looks a little bit cooler. So let's view the page, and here we go. We have our form. Yeah, this will go away, by the way, if you're using a live website. I'm using a local host one, but it will go away. And there we go. We have our form as well, or Google Maps as well in here. Last thing I noticed is we don't have the menu selected. We don't have a menu yet. So I'm just going to click on Appearance Menus. And I'm going to create a new menu. I call it Header Menu. And we're going to add in all of the, yeah, just home and contact for now. Save. And added this header. Because I do want to make sure that that is selected. There we go. Cool. So now we have our little website here with our home and our contact and our about. Oh, I forgot to add in the contact link here, but you get the idea. You can click on contact and add in the link. Okay, So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3. It will be recorded pretty soon. If you have any questions or if you want to see something specific happening on this website, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure to add it into the next video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Today we're going to be adding custom post types to our Elementor website. In the last videos we created a car repair website, and in today's video we are going to be adding the custom post types. We are going to be creating services. So for your car repair you have your specific services that you do, and we are going to be adding the custom post types to it, and also give it a global styling so it actually applies to all of the templates, or the template applies to the custom post types. For this, we are going to be using the Jet Engine plugin. This is a plugin by Crocoblock. You do have to pay for it. It's, I believe, $40 for this. And you can click on the link in the description below where I have a affiliate link, so I can get a small commission out of it if you are interested to buy it. But you are going to be needing Jet Engine, and you're going to be needing Elementor for this video. So as I was saying, we have the car repair website, which we built in the previous 2 videos. If you want to catch up and see how we build everything ourselves, yeah, you can go ahead and check those out. But today we're going to focus on the specific services. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have Jet Engine installed. I also have Jet Elements installed, but you don't need that for this video. You just need to focus on Jet Engine. Once installed, you're going to click on Jet Engine and you're going to click on post types. Once in post types, oh, I have an update, I see. Okay, so if we open the post type, you can see that it's completely empty. Custom post type list. Yeah, these are all the custom post types we have. I'm going to click on add new, and it's going to add a new post type for us. Now here are the fields what you have. The post type name is going to be service. The slug is service, and we are going to leave these alone. Now we have labels. The labels is how it's going to be added at the left side here, because there's going to be a new block at the left with services where you can add your services just as you would do with these posts. We're just going to build a duplicate like this, but then for your services. So the singular name is going to be service. And if you press tab, you will see that it automatically fills in everything. New item, new service, added item will added service, view service, all services, search for service. And as you see, just by pressing tab, it will automatically fill it in. So that's cool. Advanced settings, yeah, you can basically leave this as it is. You don't have to do anything with it, but what you can do is the menu item, you can change it to, for example, a car. Oh, we don't have a car. Maybe a vehicle, no. Let's make this a screw. We don't have a screwdriver also. Now let's just do it like this. This block, I don't know what it is. And it supports the tile and the editor. We are going to remove the editor. Now the meta fields, this is what it's all about. Let me just close these things, labels. The meta fields is what it's all about. These are the fields that are going to be dynamic in your custom post type. So we first have the title. Title, this is a object type field, and the field type is of text. You can also add in a description. If you build this website for a client and they are able to add new services in the future, you can say this is the title for your service. And if they're going to add in the service, they will see this in the input field. so they know what to fill in. The field width, this is how it's going to be displayed in the backend. Yeah, you should see it as a form. If you put it at 100% and you have all of your meta fields at 100%, it's going to stack them on top. If you put it at 50%, for example, it's going to be stacked next to each other. I'm just going to leave it a default for now. You can say if it is required, yes or no. I'm going to say yes because you want to have a title, obviously. And we are going to leave the rest as it is. So we have another field, which is a short description. If you press tab, it will automatically add in the name and ID. Now this is also a field. The field type is a text area. And yeah, I'm just gonna skip the description for now. And I also want to have it required. So we have to think, what do we want? We want to have a title, we want to have a short description, we also want to have an image. So I'm going to say on main image, that is a field, but it's not a text, it is a media. And the value format is media ID. And we are gonna leave it as it is. So we have main image, short description, title. What else do we have? We could maybe add in some things like, yeah, what we want to have is maybe like a bullet points where you have multiple things that you do. So if for example, if you have a pricing overview, something like, let's see, do we have it on the website currently? I don't think we do. Yeah, maybe something like this, but then all bullet points with a price or what's included. So we're gonna say included 1, and I'm just gonna add in 3 things. Included 1, text, it's a text, yeah, and this is all fine. I'm gonna copy paste this one and make it 2. The rest is fine. And also make this 3, and that is also fine. Then we are going to add in a price because we want to know how expensive it is. Price, that's also a text. We're gonna add in a secondary image, and that is gonna be a data, or a media by ID. And we're gonna leave it for this as it is. So we're gonna add this post type. And this might take a little bit to load. So let's wait for this to save. There we go. As you can see on the left side, we have post types and it says service. And if we click on service, we can add in a new service. And we will see the fields that we just created. And also the title or the description you see for the title. This is the title of your service. So on the homepage, we have some services defined, I believe. Yeah. Let's just do maintenance. All right, so we're going to add that in, maintenance. That the title here is the same as this one. We're gonna have a short, oh, it copied it in twice, not sure why. A short description. For this, I want to have a lorem ipsum. So I'm gonna say lorem ipsum generator, and let's generate some lorem ipsum. There you go. Now the media is, let's select the image from our backend. I'm gonna go ahead and select that one. Now what is included? An oil change. let's say, what else is included? Safety check. I don't know. I'm just putting in something. Oil change, safety deck, brake check. And the price would be, let's say, 100. No, 199. And that this is going to be euros. Let's rename this to small maintenance. Small maintenance. Now we have a secondary image, and we are going to use a more square image for this. I have it all in mind. So I'm going to use that one. And we're going to publish it. Now, as you can see, we have the HTTP link. It's service/small maintenance. But if we click on it, oh yeah, this might happen sometimes. The page cannot be found. There is a simple fix for it. All you have to do is go into your settings and to your permalinks, and you want to click on save changes. And now if you go to your service, as you can see, it's just small service, but nothing is here. So how are we going to fix that? Well, that's quite simple. We're going to go ahead and click on Elementor, and you want to go to the theme builder. The Elementor 1 pop-up is constantly showing up. And on the left, you see single post. And we're going to click on add new. And this is going to be the template for our specific service. So let's wait for Elementor to load up, and then we can start building. Okay, so here we are in the Elementor builder for the specific post type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy over some stuff from the homepage. So I'm going to copy the heading up here. I'm going to paste it. That's why build from scratch, right? Now I'm going to remove everything that is on the right side. And is there a spacer here? Yes, there is. And I am going to change the minimum height to about, let's say, 50. Oh, that is not what I wanted. 40. 40 is fine. Now, what you can do is you have the title here, but you can click on here on the top. It says dynamic tags. And if you click on it and you scroll down, you have jet engine custom field. And then you click on the field, you see service, and then there it is, title. And it will try to get that title. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to click on here on the top, single post settings, click on preview settings, select service here, and then your specific service, and then you have it on top here. So now I'm going to change the background here because this is still from the home. We have the background type. What you can do is you can click also here on dynamic tag, scroll down and click on jet engine custom image, and then the field is the main image from the service. And there we have it. That is the image that we just set up. And let's just do the position and repeat. And I want to cover like that. That is great. Okay, let's move on to the second part. We're going to also copy in something from home. And let's just copy over. Let's copy over this part. Paste it in. And I'm going to swap these two around. So let's go to structure and just do it like this. No, I think this is better. Okay, so now what we can do here is we can say what is included. And then instead of having this text, I want to have a bullets or an icon. icon list. There it is. And I want to change this with an arrow to the right. The long one, I like that arrow. And then the text, you can click on dynamic tags, chat engine, custom field, and then we're going to put in included one. And there we go. Now it's added in. The only thing you obviously have to do is do some styling. So I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. And the gap is going to be 10. And the list or the text for the icon, I'm going to change this to white pop-ins. That looks okay. 18. We're going to duplicate this 2 times over, but instead of included 1, it's included 2, and it's included 3. Now I also want to have a little bit of text here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this from the home page, copy, and I'm going to paste that in here. And instead of this text, I'm going to click on dynamic tags and click on custom fields and say short description. And you know what? I'm going to drag that over here and remove this secondary container. Delete. There we go. What's included? And I'm going to copy this in and just add in a little bit of lorem ipsum. Just like that. Book an appointment. That's what we're going to say here. Book an appointment. Okay, cool. So now we have our fields. So let's go back to the specific what's called services and see if we have everything. So we have the title, short description, main image, what's included, the price. Obviously, we are missing the price. So let's see how we can do this in a simple way. What's included? So maybe we can copy over something from home. So I'm just going to copy this part, paste it in here. What is included? What you can expect is what we're going to write here. Expect. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And instead of these things, I'm just going to remove them. And I'm going to add in a heading. Make it black. 32. And instead of what is included, I'm going to click on dynamic tags, chat engine, custom fields, and I'm going to click on price. And advanced, you can do it before and an after. So you can put in a euro sign here, for example, or a dollar sign. I'm going to put in a dollar sign. So that's after. I'm going to put it before. As you can see, dollar sign. And after, we're going to say, yeah, this is the price. So let's say our pricing here. And let's duplicate this one as well. Remove the custom field from here. Or only And then I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Just put it 21. And then also the primary blue, the accent. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's just keep it like this. I'm just playing around here. I didn't really make a design for this, so I'm just randomly clicking some things together. So our pricing for only $1.99. I'm gonna publish this and let's see if we can close with something. Yeah, let's just add in this part. Paste it in. And let's publish it. So now if we, oh yeah, by the way, you also have to make sure to click on the display conditions, click on include, select service here or whatever yours is and click on all. Now let's go ahead and go back to our services and let's click on view. And yeah, I don't know what happened there, I just reloaded, but there we go. There is our specific service. So small maintenance, lorem ipsum, what's included, book an appointment, our pricing, and then the footer. So let's test it out by adding in a new service. So let's do a polish. I want to add in a polish. Let's also copy in some lorem ipsum. Let's choose a different media type this time. Yeah, adding in some oil. Doesn't really look like polishing, but fix, scratches, polish, apply, wax. And the price is, let's put it at 99. And then the secondary media is going to be this dude. Polishing or whatever he's doing. I'm not sure what he's doing, and let's click on publish. And there it is. We have /service/polish, and if we click on it, we should be able to see everything is filled in automatically. Polish. There we go. What's included. And there we have our guy brushing, or yeah, the image. And that's it. And also our pricing. So everything is put in dynamically. So that is how you can add your custom post types in Elementor and in WordPress using Crocoblock or using Jet Engine. So I'm going to be showing you how you can install and set up an appointment booking functionality in your WordPress website, and it's gonna look like this. So on your specific service page, you can scroll down and you have a make an appointment where you can make a test user, a test appointment. Let's just do that, test. All right. Let's click on next. Here you can select your month and your day. I'm going to click on the 25th on Saturday at 2 in the midday. You will have your overview of what you are going to be booking. A small maintenance for a car on this day, on this time. Book now. And it is successfully booked. Now, if you go back, you also have a calendar integration, which we're also going to be taking a look at appointments. Here you go, we have on Saturday the 25th, we have a new appointment booking for test with this email address, and they are having this service. That's what we're going to be building today, so let's dive straight into this video. Alright, so here we are on my local website. We have been building this website for a couple of videos now. If you want to check those out and see how we got this website, you can go to the description below and you can click on the links to see the videos that we have been building. But we created a car repair website with some specific services that we made with using custom post types. And we created this from scratch. So if you follow the videos that we previously worked on, you can also build this website if you would like to do that using Elementor. Now let's go ahead and go to the dashboard and take a look at what exactly do we need. So I'm going to go to plugins. And I have a couple installed, but the ones that you need for this specific video is your Jet Appointments booking plugin. You can get it from the link in the description down below. It will take you to the Crocoblock overview where you can install and get this plugin. I'm also going to be building the specific form where you can sign up using the chat form builder. That one is a free plugin that you can get also from the link in the description down below if you would like to do that. Now, once you have those installed, you see on the left side a little tab with plugins from Jet Engine or from Crocoblock, I should say. And it says appointments and you can click on setup. Now I've just done a clean install, so nothing is set up yet. So the service post type, this is the custom post type that you want to use for making your appointment. So I strongly recommend that if you have, for example, a barber shop or a car repair shop, as we have in this video, you would first create a specific service, and that is a custom post type, and then you can connect this. So what are we offering? Now, if you click on it, you can see a lot of things are happening here. But if we scroll down, we have our service. That's the one we created in a previous video, which again, you can check in the link in the description below. It's a short video. You can check it out, but we created this custom post type called service, and we are going to select that. Now we don't have any providers. We simply want to select the service and make an appointment. So I'm going to click on next. And now, as you can see, we have some required columns that are going to be inserted in the database. So we have a username and a user email. And what we could do is we could add a new column and say phone number, because we want to catch that as well. It's not in there automatically. We just have our appointment date. We have our username and we have our email. And that should be okay. We could also add in first name and last name if you would like to add that in. I'm just going to do that for now. You never know when you're going to need it. So we're going to click on next. Now it is going to ask us what our working days are. So the booking schedule, we can select our timing format. I'm going to use, I am based in Europe, specifically in the Netherlands. So I'm going to use this. This is what I'm personally used to. I'm going to drink a cup of coffee in between. Schedule type, what you can do is you can say we want to have a time slot. You can do a time picker, or you can do a recurring. So that means that you once a month, once a week, you can get back. I'm just going to make a time slot because our service is going to be around an hour work. So the duration is not going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be 1 hour. So I'm going to set that to 100. Buffer time before and buffer time after. That is the setting that you want, that if you, for example, you have at noon, you have one meeting and in this example, it would take an hour and you want to have 15 minutes in between. You can say a buffer before and after. You want to have 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after, so you can maybe get a cup of coffee or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do back-to-back meetings for the specific video. Locked time before, this is that your appointment cannot be made if there is less of this time left. If you want to make sure that you cannot make an appointment before, I don't know, an hour before the specific time is there, you can set it up. I'm not going to do that as well. Multi-booking, I'm not going to do that. Here you have your working hours. This is already pre-filled in, Saturday, Sunday closed. I'm going to add in Saturday. I'm going to say 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon or evening, and Saturday they are closed. Now the days off, we're not going to do that, but you can add in weekend, and then you can say a specific or no, not weekend. You can make a holiday, for example, Christmas or something. Christmas, and you can set it up in August or December. Not August, obviously. December, you can set up a Christmas if you would like to do that, and you can add it in. I'm not going to do that for now. These are the working hours, working days. We're going to click on next. Now it's going to ask, do we want to have a WooCommerce integration? We don't want to have that. Here is create a single service booking form. And this is a booking form for a single service page. So if you have your service page, you can add in the booking form there. You can also create a sample booking form create booking forms for any static page. This could be, for example, the home page. I'm just going to add them both. What you can do is you can either build a form in Jet Engine Forms or Jet Form Builder. I just installed Jet Form Builder, but we're just going to go ahead and use Jet Engine Forms for this. Whatever you prefer, it basically comes down to the same thing. In Jet Engine Forms, this is also required, or Jet Engine is required in order to start working on this. On this appointment booking. Okay, so everything is set. You're all set. Post type managed services. WooCommerce is not integrated. These are the forms that we created. And yeah, now we can go to plugin settings. And there we go. Provider post type. We don't have a provider. Manage capacity. We can all do all kinds of cool things here, but let's just go ahead and go to our specific service. So on the left side, I'm going to click on services, which is a custom post type. I'm going to click on small maintenance and click on view. And now we want to make sure that we are able to add this in. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and here the button book an appointment should scroll down, and we're gonna make some appointment booking form down here. So I'm gonna edit the specific post type. Wait for that to load. That will take some time because I'm on local. While this is loading, you have two forms, a dynamic one and a single one. But I just explained them as well. The single one is for a specific service, and the dynamic one is on the home. You can put it on homepage. You don't need to go to a service. It's also a completely different form, by the way. Let me just get rid of this. I'm not going to use the atomic elements in this video yet. Book an appointment. The button should go to #appointment, and I'm gonna add in an anchor, menu anchor here. Can I add it? No, let's just make a new section and add it in here. Menu anchor. I'm gonna call it appointment. All right, so now everything is set up in the backend. We're gonna go to our Jet Engine and we're gonna click on forms. Now I wanna edit the single service booking form. Now this is the overview that you're gonna get, and we wanna add in some fields because now we only have the user email. You can book the appointment and you have to book now. Now I wanna add in some stuff, so I wanna add in your first name, your last name, your phone number, the ones that we also set up for the database. So let's start with the first name. So the field name is gonna be first_name. It's the same as in the database. The label is just gonna be first name, and we are just gonna leave it like this as it is. So we're gonna apply the changes, and there you see it's the first name. Now I'm gonna drag that above the email, first name. Then we're gonna have last name. So let's edit this. It's gonna be last name. Okay, apply the change, drag it underneath the first name, and we're gonna say field name is going to be phone number. So we want to type in, we want to select type as number, and we're gonna say phone_number, and the label is phone number, just like this. And we're also gonna drag it underneath email. Now what I want to do is I want to click on add page break, and what this does is you can add steps towards your booking form. So you will first have to type in first name, last name, email, phone number, then you click on next, then you would have your appointment date, so the calendar picker, then you click on next, and then you can book now. So I'm going to add in the page break underneath the phone number. Now cool thing what you can do here is you can drag this in to be the width. This is the actual width in the form. So let's do the same for last name and drag it next to it. Now the email and phone number, I also want it to be the same. So I'm gonna drag it like that. Appointment date is fine like this. And yeah, there you go. Now, if we scroll down, we have post submit actions. If you click on it and you click on insert appointment, you want to click on the little pen here and we can select some fields. So the username field, we're going to leave it empty because you're not putting it in. The phone number is going to be phone number. The first name is going to be first name and the last name is going to be the last name. So I'm going to apply the changes and I'm going to update the form. And this form is now finished, so we can actually start designing it. So let's go to services and click on this. Let's view the service. And we want to edit this with Elementor. Let's wait for this load. Scroll down. We already added the menu anchor for appointment. Now I'm going to type in form. So we have form. Make sure to select this one. Drag it underneath. But before we're going to add in a form, I'm just going to add in a container. Yes, I want to have some. I want the width to be about, let's say 50%. Let's do it like that, so it will be in the middle, and instead of 50, let's do 75%. There we go. And I'm gonna add in the heading, copy, I'm gonna say paste, put it to the middle, make them appointments. A little bit smaller. I'm gonna copy this as well, paste it in. We are happy to help you. We're just gonna put in a little bit of text to make it look nice. Now, the form is going to be jet engine for the provider, and the form is going to be, just type in single. Wait for this to search, and there we go. You can click on single, and here is our form. There you go. So let's give it some styling. I'm probably going to speed this up, but as you can see, you have a lot of options that you can style, and every option has a lot of specific options that you can choose from. So I'm probably going to speed this up, and I'll be back with you when it's finished. And I am done styling. So now the form is finished. If we go ahead and we go on view the page, so let's go to this specific page and reload it so we can see our changes. Here it is, make an appointment. So if I click on book an appointment, it will go down. So let's just put in some details here, test, and put in some phone number. There we go. Click on next. And now we can select a day. I want to have Friday the 17th. And what you can do here is you can select your time zone. As you can see, I want to have UTC time zone. So I'm going to scroll down and click on that time zone. Now it will load in the time slots. It will try to convert the time slots for us. So you can also make this standard, by the way. So this is hidden. So I want to go during lunch, just to mess with some people. And then you get your appointment details, small maintenance, 17th of April at that time slot. And you can click on next, and then you can click on book now. And there you go. Your booking has been done. Form submitted successfully. So now what you can do is you can go back to your dashboard in your backend and click on appointments and click on the appointments tab. Now this is your overview of where you have your appointments. So we have small maintenance with this information. Our username is now empty because we didn't select that one at the time. But if you click on it, you will actually see that this is the phone number, this is the first name, last name, your email, and all of the details below, and some metadata. Now, a cool thing about this plugin is if you click on calendar, you actually just have your calendar, just as you have a Google Calendar. And here it is. Now you have small maintenance that is inserted there. You can also do timeline, which I don't really like, but you can do, yeah, I always do calendar if I use this sort of plugin. And there we go. Here is our appointment. That is really cool. Now, you do have integrations with Google, for example, with your Gmail. If you click on integrations, you can see that there are some to choose from. For example, you can attach Zoom appointments to it so that it creates a Zoom. You can also do a two-way sync with Google Calendar, so it is synced within the WordPress calendar, but also with your Google Calendar, and that way you're always up to date when someone makes an appointment. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know, leave a like or whatever you want to do. If you have an idea for an upcoming video, please also let me know so I can prepare something for you and do it. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. So thank you for watching and take care. Bye bye.